Hello, welcome to another video. Another day, same outfit. And Chris has got a plastering outfit as well now.
Yes, I have. I'm in the plaster club.
Yes, you are. So, having drawn a line at the end of the last video under the problems we were having with putting the very wet mixture on the ceiling, we have realised we've got to do it that way. We've got to physically throw this mixture at the ceiling to give us our first coat that is then giving us a nice dry, solid surface on which to plaster the second layer onto. So it's working. But rather than showing you days of us throwing pancake mixture at ceilings, we're going to show you something a bit different. So Chris is going to put on now on the video my homemade dog treats that I'd used for training for the dogs. Enjoy. This is what we've done already. As you can see, it's lovely and solid. A really nice surface on which to plaster. What we now have to do is where this finishes that way and from the pipe work that way. And as I said, it's going to be potentially days of us doing this. What's up here is lovely and solid.
Yes. And the reason why we started there was because that was the most unstable part.
Yes.
If any bit was going to have a problem, it was that bit. So we did that first, and just in case there was a problem, we had plenty of time to fix it.
Yeah.
So we can do over there now. Let's have a splatathon.
Look at the mess from the other day. Everything that missed, I then scooped up, and then we used, and I made good this entrance way. It was very, very rocky in and out, so it's nice and solid now, better shape to it.
Yep.
But even with scooping it up and reusing it, what a mess.
Yes.
Never mind.
No, that's what polythene's there for.
Exactly.
Okay, right, let's get some mixing done.
Yes, indeed. So, are you turning into Popeye?
Yes, I will be without the spinach and the pelvis arm. Third barrelful.
Yes.
It's definitely taking its time. And I found if I put too much on, it flicks too far away, but also the next bit, it tends to pull it back off again, so I've got to be really, really careful. I did have a nice patch done and it went, oh, just a little bit more, just a little bit more. I did that anyway. It was like, don't do that again.
Don't do that again. So you're putting next to nothing on.
Yeah.
So, as we said, laborious, time-consuming, and probably incredibly boring to watch. But we'll just thought I'd give you that little bit to show you the process. Yeah. But he's done really well.
It's incredibly boring to do.
To get you some music or something, and you can rock whilst you work.
Yeah, but you don't like the sort of music I like.
I'll just leave.
Yeah, but you like Nickelback and things like that.
Yes, and what's wrong with that?
Not saying anything.
No, exactly. I could name some music that you like that I'm just like, what planet were you on? What were you smoking when you decided you liked this? Although we don't talk about that, do we?
No, you don't.
I'm getting in on the act now. I'm tidying up the mess. Chris has done an awesome job. It's got its coat.
Yep.
There are a tiny few wee bits that are missing bits, but that's fine. We cannot add any more onto this because as soon as it's got any weight, all it wants to do is pull off. We've got to leave this to set now.
Yes, we do. I did have a little bit extra spare, so I topped up in places where it was done the other day, and it just went splat. Thank you very much. Done. So that is absolutely awesome. We're not going to tackle the walls until the ceiling's done. That's how we should have done it over here as well.
Yes.
It's half time.
Yes, we'll have a wee break now for something to eat. We haven't eaten today.
Yes.
And then just see how the time goes.
Well, that's it. We're done for the day. Oh, look at that. Really, really happy. And it's already binding nicely. It's getting hard. Hopefully you can see we've also done some in that room as well. Just a bit near the cabling and just here that bit, and on the back wall, because it needs extra where the tubing is, because the lime doesn't stick to it very particularly well. So, right, I'm calling it for the day. We've still got enough time to enjoy the late afternoon sun, because being in these caves is still really, really cold. What we've got is the turkey carcass from when we did it for Christmas. Look how clean I got it.
I know, you did good.
I know. This has been, it is still frozen, it's nearly thawed out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in the pan and we're going to boil it up. Now we normally would give chicken carcasses and the like to the dogs raw and not previously frozen. We don't know what effect it should have on them frozen. It shouldn't have any effect, but it might. And before anybody says it, yes, chicken carcasses are perfectly fine for dogs as long as they've never been cooked. So that's that. So what I'm going to do is going to boil them up in this pan. Just chuck some water in as well. I'm going to be doing some carrots for us. So all the trimmings from the carrots, they can go in as well. There's going to be just water added, nothing else. Dogs don't need anything else. They don't need added salt. They don't need anything. We'll just stick some carrots in there, and maybe some potato peelings as well, because potato peelings are okay in moderation for dogs. Ultimately, it's going to be a broth, and then we'll reduce it right down, and then Lillian will use it as the liquid that she uses when she's making dog treats. So the dog treats are as a training aid.
The dog mixture has been left to cool. Dog mixture. Sounds dreadful, doesn't it? And what I'm going to do is put it in here, whiz it up so it's a slurry basically, and that will then be frozen, and I can then, halfway through the freezing, I'll do it in a Ziploc bag. I'll bash it up so it doesn't go completely solid. It'll be more like a consistency of ice cream type thing. You can take bits out, and the idea is to be able to add it to the dog food if we haven't got extras for them. But more importantly, I will use it as the liquid for when I make my homemade dog treats. It's an incredibly messy business, but if you look here, any bones I've taken out, I test them with a knife. If they won't break with a knife, that means they're not going to liquidize. They're no good to me. But any bits of cartilage, that's all fine. So everything, I scrape it off here, test it with a knife. If the knife's going to do it, it goes into this machine. Okay, so it's been through the liquidizer, well, liquidizer twice. If I'd been able to find my liquidizer, which is away somewhere nice and safe, it would have dealt better with potential bones, etc. So I used food processor. It went through the food processor twice. It went through the sieve. And good job I went through the sieve. There we go. That's a solid little bit of bone as well. But the rest of this is not. This is a beautiful broth now. There you have it, zip-locked. I've weighed it, measured it as best I can, and I've got basically 1.8 litres of completely additive-free meat and vegetables that, yes, it's taken some of my time to sort out, but it was only bin fodder anyway. There was a turkey carcass, and then there was trimmings from the vegetables. Nothing else, no salt, no sugars, no preservatives, because I'm going to deal with it in the freezer. I think it's a no-brainer. Yes, it's taken my time, but I think the dogs are worth it. One of the things I use the dog broth, as we called it, for is making homemade dog treats. Now I have husky-based dogs. They're mixes, but they've got husky in them, and they are wheat intolerant, so I don't use wheat-based products. To that end, what I have is ground oats, corn flour, not corn flour as in thickening, as in maizena, but as in flour made of corn, peanut butter, and always double check your peanut butter. In this case, it's very easy for me to get a hold of 100% peanut butter. Make sure that your peanut butter hasn't got added sugar, which a lot of them have, and definitely hasn't got xylitol. I believe that's how you say it. It's the fake sugar. That is deadly for dogs, so avoid that at all costs. Peanut butter and some of the defrosted broth. I put my mix into here, make a paste, roll it out and put it in the oven to dry, and we end up with homemade dog treats, which they adore. Sorry, I forgot to give you quantities. I used 150 centilitres of broth. I used double the amount of oats, a tablespoon of the corn flour for binding, and a very big heaped tablespoon of the peanut butter. And I've ended up with this. What I'm going to do, roll it out into here, pre-cut it, because otherwise when you cut afterwards, once it's been dried, it just kind of snaps into all sorts of mess. Pre-cut it so I've got lines to follow later on. Put the oven on its absolute minimum and leave it in there for a good 2 hours. And this is why I pre-scored them before drying them out in the oven. Just makes it nice and easy for me to have the right shape. If I hadn't pre-scored them and I tried to snap them, I'd end up with a messy shape. And the dogs don't care, but I like them a bit tidy. Those will be left now to cool, and we'll have a nice snap to them. We already have a taste test has happened, and it was all positive. Dogs, come here, do you want treats? Come.
I don't know where Kai is. Kai,
Kai, do you want one?
hello.
Kai. Loki. Dover. Good dogs. Okay. Okay. I think that's a positive, don't you?
Dress to impress. Okay, so I had Spanish lesson this morning. Went really, really well. I've had an hour extra since I come home. Lillian going through it with me as well. To make sure some of it actually stayed in as opposed to going straight through. And then we had something to eat and decided that not doing anything in the caves today now. So we're going to replace the bench that used to be here that you saw in a previous video. We took it down, thought I was doing the monocapping, and we're going to put it back together again. These two chairs and that table are great, but we're going to put the bench up instead. We're not going to be concreting the bench together or gluing it in any way, shape or form, because we're not allowed. It's classed as a construction if we glue it together with whatever product you choose to glue it with, and that's not allowed. So we're just going to place the blocks. We want them to look nice, so we're hoping that we're going to be able to cover them with monocap, this stuff.
Yep.
And that won't be seen as a construction, because you'll still be able to take it apart brick by brick without using any tools. So that argument can be made if we get told off.
Yes.
So we're going to do that.
Yeah. Well, as you can see, we've got blocks with monocap on them as best we can, so it looks reasonably neat rather than just concrete blocky. Yeah. And I've already lost my place in the team. Are you a happy girl, Kai?
She is. She is the princess, aren't you? Mm.
Much better than those chairs.
Oh yeah. Oh sorry, did I stop? Okay.
So to go with the bench, we've made a makeshift fire pit barbecue, and Chris just swept up some of the stones off the garden so that we could fill that area, because obviously, as you know, we can't construct anything.
Make it level, more level.
To make it more level inside. And now we started, I want the whole garden sweeping like that to get rid of the stones. But it is far too hot.
Yes, it is. It's a morning job, that.
You've got a sweat on, my darling.
I don't know how.
Okay, perspiring.
I'm merely glowing.
You're really glowing, okay.
Yeah, but yeah.
So, make do barbecue fire pit thing.
Yes. Be nice.
Yes, just concrete blocks placed, and we already had the grill for the going on the top.
Which is actually a fire grate.
Yes, it is.
That we bought when we first arrived.
Yeah. Lovely day.
It is. Friday morning. The day before the weekend off.
Yay.
Oh yeah. Yes.
That's a bit cheeky of us. We took yesterday off as well, sort of.
Well, no, I had Spanish lessons.
Yeah, and we
And
built.
then we built a bench.
Oh, yeah, okay, fair enough.
Yes. So, what I'm coming to show you and Lillian is we've got some baby almonds on our little tree.
Have we?
Yes. I'll show you. Now, I looked at them and now I probably can't find them again. Here. Just there. Little tiny baby almond.
Oh, yes.
Don't break it off. Another one just here. And another one's going there. And there's a better one over there. Just there. So we'll have a few almonds on this tree.
We will.
Wasn't expecting any at all.
No, not after the cropping you gave it.
No, but it has got some leafage. It has got some leafage.
It has.
And I also noticed we've got some leaves growing on the fig tree.
Yes, yeah, I noticed that the other day. Oops, holding the door.
Falling over a Loki. So, we've got a brava.
Oh, yes.
So, lots of figlets. Oh, we haven't got loads of bravas, I think.
Yes, yeah, bravas.
Bravas, sorry.
The brave ones, the first
Yes.
harvest. Yes,
Yeah.
there are a lot.
Yeah, on there. Oh no, scaly aphid again. That survived the winter. Okay.
Ridiculous. It needs spraying then,
It
doesn't
needs spraying, yeah.
But if, yeah, over here, there's one there, one there, one there,
Yeah,
one there,
Yeah.
one there.
yeah. Okay, we need to get an ecological cure for this scaly aphids. Wash nut liquid apparently works
so.
very well. Okay, you ready?
Yes.
I'm surprised Dove hasn't come looking to see the people a little bit.
Never thought I'd see the day you were giving the tree a bath.
Yeah. Well, we want the fruit.
True.
We don't want them to steal it. And potentially give any disease.
Yes.
I believe you just give it a good wetting.
Well, I'm standing right back because it didn't matter where I stood, I got a spray of washing up liquid as I moved round the tree opposite Chris.
Well, the washing up liquid's all gone. We've had a good spray. Well, these aphids are normally like welded on. And there's a big one. And I'm guessing it's not very well.
Good enough.
Yes. There was, by the time we'd seen them last year, there was just far too many for us to do anything about without using an insecticide. And we won't use that. And the ants seem to farm them, so to speak.
Yes.
A bit like other aphids. They must secrete something that the ants like. But there you go, that's a scale aphid. Right, we'll just have to keep doing this every day or something. I don't know how
We'll have to look it up.
Yeah. Anyway, he's had one go.
Yes.
Right, let's get on with these cavies.
Just
What time is it?
beer o'clock.
So, Lillian's just had to do this a little bit for me. Her hands are a little bit more delicate than mine.
Yes. But you've done an awesome job in here.
Yes, excuse the slight banding on the camera. It's this work light. I'm not going to point the camera at it. It's a work light. It's just frequencies just wrong.
Yeah. So, really good first coat. Obviously, it is a first coat. You can still see quite a bit of soil through. Sand, rock, whatever. It's not that much you can see through, but obviously it is a first coat.
Yeah.
Really good. You've done it awesomely.
Yes.
And to be fair, seeing as you were chucking it, I thought we'd end up with more sort of stripes on the ceiling, but it hasn't. It's gone as splats, which is brilliant.
Yeah. There's areas like this, look, where you can see the darker bit. That all still needs another layer. This bit there actually potentially could fall down, or it might stay. It's just a rock.
But my shadow is now this bit here.
Yeah, that is literally just at the end of my finger.
Yeah.
Just there. It was a bit crumbly there, and as I was hitting it, splattered it on little bits of falling down, but it happens. Awesome.
Yes, you. Awesome. Well done. Really good.
It's a nice frosting on the wall.
That was from when I had a go and I missed the ceiling and got the walls. That's fine.
But we also had a quick splat try with the machine, the hand machine, not the machine, and did that, and that's taken perfectly as well.
Yes.
Although we'll be using the sprayer for that, the wall sprayer, because doing that takes forever. This would take a day just to get a first layer on.
Exactly.
Okay, what do you think, Dover? I know the floor's like snow, isn't it? And you've never seen snow, and you probably never will. No, not proper snow that lays on the ground anyway.
Yeah.
So, really happy.
Thanks for watching Tales from the Cave Side. If you like what we do, please consider subscribing if you haven't already. Drop us a like and leave us a comment. See you on the next one.